Welcome back, boys and girls, to another exciting edition of Tomorrow's Vision Now. I'm your host, Big G, and here's what's going on in the studio today. Today, we're taking a little look into the Boss BR-1600CD. This was the flagship of Boss's finest recorders that they ever made, 16 tracks. I believe it gives you the option to record up to 8 XLR inputs at one time. We could go and look at some of the stats here. Okay, hold on. Oh, he's got issues. I was born with issues. Those of you that know me. Okay. Let's take a look here. You can see some of these prices still in the high 300s, 350 on Reverb. There's some junk ones for 242. If you go over and look at the some of the reviews, the online reviews, this bad boy still gets a 4.7 review, and a lot of that's from old school guys like me that were mainly guitar players. And we're going to talk about one piece in general. I believe it was our third acquisition of this is our third Boss BR-1600CD. And we found it on Facebook Marketplace. Originally it was $150. And I thought, well, that's an awful good deal. But I looked and it was like, oh my gosh, 150 miles away from me. No, I think it was at about 180. It was all the way over to the Ohio border, and I live right outside of Louisville, but it was a good 3.5 hours to get there, and my wife rode with me, God bless her, and we picked up number 3, and she'd lowered the price down to $100. I couldn't resist. I just had to go get it. It's a wonderful machine, and she told me the story how it belonged to her brother, Rick Adkins, and she said she didn't know much about the recorder, and that she was wanting to get herself some kind of bracelet or memorial to remind her of her brother. And I told her that, I'd be more than happy to take his machine, go through it, clean it up. And if there was any music on there, I told her I would go ahead and I would publish it out on the internet, and before I zap the hard drive or decide to replace it, whatever I'm going to do with it. But there were I think 3 or 4 different pieces, and I'm going to put those out in individual videos. But I'm just going to tell you the story here of what I know about Rick. Rick grew up in Ohio, I believe. And I guess when he was a teenager, he got in the wrong place at the wrong time and got some hard time. And everybody called him Itchy Ray. And that was his nickname. Everybody knew him as Itchy Ray. And Itchy Ray never had any formal guitar training. Self-taught individual, and accomplished quite a lot. And looking back over some of his tracks, very impressive for someone that had no training whatsoever. And I'm just going to leave it at that, because it's very, very impressive to, write a piece of music, record it, master it, and then produce it. If you haven't done it, it's not a piece of cake, but what do I know? Give it a shot. Anyway, that's kind of the story of how I come about getting the item, and I really do appreciate getting it. It's my honor to have it here in my studio. We haven't done a whole lot of work on it because, like I said, we're going to. The only thing we've really done is kind of cleaned it up and make sure everything's working, and everything does have one little minor issue. The encoder wheel doesn't always doesn't always work right. And I don't know, that could be dust or foreign material inside there. I don't know. I haven't opened her up, and I don't know that I will open her up. It's an old saying: if it ain't broke, don't go try fixing it. So it's still working. And like I said, Old Faithful, she's my old beater. We still got her in the studio here. She's not going anywhere. Anyway, Itchy Ray and his lovely machine are going to be forever here in my studio until this old goat cracks off, and then I'm sure they'll be fighting over these gems. Yeah, they're probably worth $50 if that, but I don't know. They're worth a lot to me because I enjoy them. That's what I grew up on. Was Little Boss 8-track recorders, and now I guess we're going to graduate to the DAW, and right now we're using the Luna DAW, and it's just a phenomenal DAW. I've had Abletonite for a couple of years, and I've never ever really produced anything off of it. So, when this Luna DAW came around, I downloaded it, and then went ahead and just bought the Pro Pack because it came with all those awesome Universal Audio plugins, which are just killer. If you've never tried them, you don't know what you're missing. But like I said, all that awesome audio that you're getting, I'm still running it back in here onto an 864. Matter of fact, this microphone is running into the 864 and then out and into the SSL Mark II Plus, because you got to have that MIDI. If you got no MIDI, man, you got problems. You're not really making music. I don't mean to be harsh to my fellow creators. I'm just not a laptop kind of guy. You know, I don't. For me, I'm not going to sit and play samples and think I'm doing something. That's just, I mean, you know, it's not me. It's not what I'm doing. I play terribly, horribly, I'm sure. Anyway, this is about the Boss BR-1600, and they're great lines of recorders. I've got 4 1600 CDs, then I have one 1200 CD. And that 1200 CD was like brand new, like no one's ever really used it. I went ahead and swapped out the hard disk because it was, 20 years old, and put in a solid state digital 32 gig, which you'll never fill that up. And that way is no moving parts on that bad boy. I sling that around. I don't have to worry about nothing. And it's got everything on there, everything you want. One of the main things I really love is the MIDI out on these Boss BR-1600s. I've got mine running with a MIDI out connector into my SSL2 Plus, and then it runs into my DAW. And then any program beat that I have playing on that 1600 automatically triggers whatever plugin that you're running. And a lot of times, one of my favorite sounds, I'm running that MT Power Kit 2, which they wanted $7 for, and you're a damn fool if you don't go pay $7. This is the guy that doesn't want to pay $50 for a plug-in. I get it. It sucks, Anyway, I'll get out of here. I'll be back, and we'll be having the next 3 videos. Will be no talking from this old guy. There'll just be the music of Rick Adkins. With that, I want to appreciate you staying with me and hearing Rick's story. I'll be glad we'll get Rick's music out here for the world. With that, peace out. You know what to do. Have a good one, and we'll see you again.